Welcome to the XV School Sports First 15 Top 100 Rugby Rankings. As we move into the final throes of the 2022 school rugby season, the rankings table remains fairly stable, without any knee-jerk reactions to the matches that were played this past week. One of the biggest matches from the weekend was the Paul Roos Gym vs Boland Landbou match. It is never an easy task to play the Bolanders, who have the ability to take on anyone and give them a surprise. Boland Landbou made life very difficult for PRG, who were desperate for a win not only to take them into the top 10 zone, but also to boost their confidence ahead of their final match against Grey College next week. In what would turn out to be an agonizing arm wrestle, both teams traded blows in the wet, cold and muddy conditions. But when the dust had settled, there was nothing between the two teams, and spoils had to be shared, with the final score locked on 12-12 apiece. The draw keeps Paul Roos Gym looking over the fence into the top 10 zone, but still with their feet firmly planted in 11th position. Rondebosch, who have claimed some big scalps in the season so far, including a memorable win over Paul Boys High, took on Saxe, and it was a match that had all the signs that the season had been a long and tiring one for both sides. Saxe used up all their fuel in the first 15 minutes of the match and led 12-5, and it looked as if Bosch were going to be defeated by their neighbours. But those were the last points Saxe scored as Bosch systematically clawed their way back into the match. Playing the better rugby for the rest of the match, and with a back line that had the ability to split most defences apart this year, the scoreboard was soon ticking in Rondebosch's favour, and they managed to get over the line with a 24-12 victory. But against a Saxe side that was not a real threat, they should have won with a bigger margin, one would suggest. The win keeps Rondebosch amongst the leading teams for 2022, although they slipped from 7th to 8th position. Grey High School and Selborne faced off in a rivalry that always seems to stir up the best in both teams. In a match that seesawed throughout, it was difficult to pick an outright winner, with both teams taking advantage of the mistakes of the opposition to regain the lead. With only seconds to go and Selborne leading by 1 point, it was Grey High School who took the initiative. Playing on their newly named Khaleesi Field, it would be a kick pass by the Grey number 10 that would seal the fate for Selborne, as Grey scored with no time left for Selborne to mount a comeback. Grey High School are nudged up to 22nd spot following their win, and Selborne slide down to 17th position from last week's 16th. And in KZN, the big showdown between Glenwood and Maritzburg College took place on Goldstones, the second of 2 matches the teams played in the season. Glenwood hit the field running and seemed to stun College in the first half. Taking a 17-0 lead, Glenwood bossed the match for the first 40 minutes, and it seemed that College were about to receive a big defeat. However, courageously they fought back, and as has become the norm between these two teams, it provided for an exciting finish to the match. Glenwood, however, had built up just too much of a lead in the early stages of the match and managed to win 28-22 and cement their place in the top 20 for 2022. As we move into what should be the final week of the first 15 school rugby rankings for 2022, we look forward to next week's big encounter when Grey College take on Paul Roos Gym in the season showdown. Here are this week's top 20 rankings. Will Grey College do enough to take the number 1 spot? Time will tell. The formula for the rankings takes into consideration some vital factors, which include the strength of the opposition played. Each team is weighted at the start of the season, margin of victory and defeat, home and away status of the match, actual result, win, loss or draw, and points scored on the day. For the full Top 100 First 15 School Rugby Rankings, visit the website saschoolsports.co.za or hit the link in the description. Please consider subscribing and tune in next week for what should be the final rankings for 2022.